From 5 News, I'm meteorologist Stephen Elmore. This is your 5+ extended forecast. Today was wet and gloomy. I fear that Monday may be so as well. We're expecting at least lots of cloud coverage outside, but a few spotty showers, especially towards the evening hours associated with a cold front, could be working its way back into the forecast as well. A couple headlines just right off the bat for you. I think Monday, again, cloud coverage throughout the day, overcast skies more than likely, and in the morning hours, we may be dealing with some very dense fog outside for that Monday morning commute. By the time we get to Monday night going into Tuesday, that's when that cold front comes in. Much cooler air is expected as we get into Tuesday morning. Here's a look at that fog predictor heading into Monday morning. I fear this Monday morning commute may be a little bit tricky outside as we're getting back to those work schedules. Expecting to see some dense fog across the area right now. We don't have an advisory across northwest Arkansas or the River Valley just yet, but I do think that tomorrow morning you'll definitely start to notice some fog, especially in those low-lying areas. But by the time we get to the afternoon, maybe start to see that fog burn off, but not as much sunshine as expected either. Still hanging on to lots of that cloud coverage throughout the day. When we talk about that dense fog advisory, I think that will be possible for northwest Arkansas and the River Valley for tomorrow. But as of right now we only have that advisory issued across LaFleur County for us for tomorrow. Places across portions of central and eastern Oklahoma expecting to see some of that thicker fog for Monday morning. When it comes to what Monday will look like altogether, again, I think we see a lot of cloud coverage, that fog in the morning hours, and then not a lot of sunshine to help burn that off any quicker for tomorrow morning. Here's a look at what the rest of the night looks like for tonight. Cloud coverage still hanging around across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Cannot rule out to see a few spotty showers here and there. Not much is expected. For your Monday, though, going to hang on to lots of that cloud coverage. That fog's going to be apparent as well. But once we get into Monday evening, this is that cold front that's coming along. You see the clearing that's behind it. That's going to be a good news heading into Tuesday and Wednesday and even into Thursday, seeing more of that sunshine. But some spotty showers cannot be ruled out Monday evening going into Tuesday. And at least this model suggesting that rain could hang on for a little bit longer than we're expecting. Even into Tuesday could see a few spotty showers. Now here's where this model gets a little bit tricky outside. Behind that cold front is always colder air. That's what we see every time cold front pushes through. Give it about 12 to 24 hours and then we'll start to feel the cooler air outside. If some precipitation is still hanging around by the time we get to Tuesday and we're starting to get much colder outside, we could see a few snowflakes here and there. We're not calling for snow just yet. If anything, it doesn't look measurable whatsoever. I think if we have some precipitation, there's enough moisture in the atmosphere going into Tuesday, with the cooler air, we could still see a snowflake or two. Don't get your hopes up just yet, though. Here's a look at that cold front, what we're expecting impacts to be going into Monday. Again, mainly Monday evening, overnight into Tuesday. We're going to welcome in another blast of some cooler air. Definitely not our coolest so far this season, but it is going to change the forecast for you throughout the rest of the week. And we also could see some scattered showers, more than likely anywhere between a heavy mist or a few light showers here and there should be expected. I really think, though, that cloud coverage just gets even thicker by the time we get to Monday evening into Tuesday. So if you have any plans post-work Monday into Monday evening, you might want to dress accordingly, not only for the cooler air, but also because we could be dodging a few showers here and there. Bring that umbrella with you if needed. For tomorrow, here's a look across Monday across northwest Arkansas. Again, temperatures starting off not too bad into those mid-40s. Could see a few stray showers here and there, and then that thick cloud coverage remains throughout the rest of the day. Daytime highs only going to top out into those mid to upper 50s. Maybe a low 60 for tomorrow will be possible if we get a peak of sunshine here and there. Once we get to the evening hours ahead of that cold front, I think we could see a few more of those stray showers. Again, really the rain chance collectively for Monday is not great. Just due to the extra cloud coverage, we have to put the insurance in there for a few showers here and there. Temperatures starting off tomorrow morning across the River Valley, really not too much to complain about, upper 40s. Outside of the fog, I think tomorrow morning will be okay. You won't be having to dodge any heavy showers. A few scattered showers should just be expected. Daytime highs pretty comfortable for December, upper 50s expected. Once we get into the evening hours, when that cold front starts to arrive, I think we could be dodging even a few more of those showers. Really, the overall headline for Monday, as you're getting back into work, expect lots of cloud coverage and watch out for that fog, that visibility issue for Monday morning as well. Monday night into Tuesday, that's when that cold front comes in. It's really going to bring in some much cooler air across the central United States and into the East Coast as well. You see all that deep purple working in. That's that cooler air filtering in behind that cold front. So further up north, of course, this time of year dealing with some extreme lows into the negatives almost. But once we get closer towards the central United States into the south, I think this is going to be a cold blast, but not our coldest blast that we've seen so far. You remember last week we had those wind chill values into the teens and 20s to start off the week or start off the morning. I think this week we have those wind chill values right around the mid to upper 20s and low 30s. So overall, not the worst it's going to feel so far this season, getting closer and closer. December 21st, going to be that first official day of winter. Here's a look at Tuesday morning after that cooler air has had time to sink down to the surface. Again, nothing terrible outside, nowhere near the teens to start off with, but it's still going to be chilly outside to start off your morning. Anywhere between those upper 20s and low 30s should be expected across northwest Arkansas, across the river valley. Those upper 30s should be expected. And here's a look at that cold front working through. Again, the reason we're getting cooler into Tuesday morning is going to be because of the strong winds associated with this cold front. And at some points, mainly during the overnight hours, but even into Tuesday morning, we're no longer worried about the fog, the visibility issue, but we're worried about the strong winds that could be apparent outside for Tuesday morning with those kiddos waiting out at the bus stop, or if anybody plans on traveling, just getting out into the road. We get some strong wind gusts that could be a little bit tricky as well. Anywhere between 25 to 35 miles per hour generally is expected throughout the morning hours before those winds die out throughout the rest of the day on Tuesday. Here's the dramatic drop that you see with that cold front. Again, it is bringing the low chances of some scattered showers, but not widespread showers expected. Monday, daytime highs, those upper 50s, low 60s should be expected, especially if we get a break of some sunshine. That'll help warm up those temperatures just a little bit. But then take a look between the highs between Monday and Tuesday, about a 15-degree drop. That's when those chilly mornings are going to be back. But if you take a look throughout the rest of the work week into the weekend, we get a whole lot better. We'll be back up into the low 60s by the time we get to the end of the weekend. So while it's going to be cold to start off the work week, especially going to Tuesday and Wednesday, by the time we get to the end of the weekend, we'll have that warming trend and get some warm air right back into the forecast. Across the river valley, some upper 50s, low 60s expected for our Monday daytime highs. Once we get to Tuesday, Wednesday, that cold blast comes in. Not our coldest blast of the season, but it's definitely going to change things around. You'll notice the 10-degree difference for our daytime highs. And then we steadily start to warm up throughout the rest of the week, back up into the upper 50s to end the work week. Over the weekend, not too bad right now, but of course, some rain chances will return as well. This has been kind of circling around social media, especially if you follow several different meteorologists. But it's also something that we've been keeping an eye on as well as something that's maybe not necessarily surprising, but something that's eye-opening when it comes to what the Climate Prediction Center is saying of what the outlook could be throughout the rest of December. I want to give you a update here, just to give you something to point out here. Take a look at these dates. This is between December 14th and December 18th. This is not a map showing that it's going to be extremely warm outside. This is a map showing you that temperatures for the dates between the 14th and the 18th are going to be above average across most of the United States. That's a good news for us because the last thing we want is any travel issues as we get closer and closer towards some travel dates for us when it comes to the holiday season. This is the early outlook if you plan on taking an extended break for the holiday season. Once we get into those early 20s, I think that's when we'll see those travel numbers really start to go up. What we do see, though, is on the precipitation outlook is that there's a little bit of an increase, especially for us across eastern Oklahoma and western Arkansas. I think what that's highlighting is the chances for some scattered showers by the time we get to the end of this next weekend and into early next week. As we get later on into mid-late December, that's when we could see some scattered showers, but not looking much in the way of any rainfall. Here's another map I want to show you. This is an even further outlook. This is taking you anywhere between 8 to 14 days out, and we're still seeing some really good signs across most of the United States with above average temperatures. This is taking us out until December 22nd. I think that's when we'll really start to see those travel numbers popping up there as well. And when you look at the precipitation outlook where we usually have a majority of our snowfall In the mountainous regions further out towards the west and up towards the north, it's not that there's not going to be any snow, but it's that the Climate Prediction Center is showing us that there's going to be a lower chance or a lower outlook, below average chance for what the snowfall should be for this time of year. And again, highlighting maybe we could see some extra showers parts of the south and into the Midwest as well. So when we're talking about snow, and we usually try to avoid that word on air because we don't want you guys to be eating dinner and then you hear snow and look up and not know what we're talking about. So here's what our average snowfall amounts are going to be as we get into the winter season. December for Northwest Arkansas, and the collection site will be for Fayetteville for us. In December is around an inch, maybe just a little bit over an inch of our average snowfall for the month. Certainly, as we sit here now at December 8th, with no snowfall so far for the month and no snowfall really projected through the next several days, I'd say we're trending a little bit lower than what we should be for this time of year. January, that number starts to tick up. We go over to 1.5 inches of snowfall. Who's to say what's going to happen as we get into 2025? With February being our month that we see the most snowfall in Northwest Arkansas, with an average total just below 2.5 inches of snow. So this is just an extended outlook of what we could see going into the winter season when it comes to what the averages are for our winter season as well. But so far, when it comes to just focusing on December, definitely trending in the wrong direction for those snow lovers. I think that since we haven't had any snow we haven't had any snow just yet, and at least the extended outlook that we just showed you is showing above average temperatures throughout at least the next few weeks, I think we'll be right around that below average zone for snow totals across Northwest Arkansas for the foreseeable future. When it comes across the river valley, with the collection site being in Fort Smith, the average amount of snowfall collected in December is just over 1/2 inch of snow. Who's to say that we couldn't get a system towards the end of the month and that will bring us our 1/2 inch of snow, and it'll be right on target across the river valley for where it comes to snowfall. But again, the maps that we just showed you from the Climate Prediction Center is showing us that at least through December 22nd, it looks like above average temperatures and low chances for precipitation will be possible. When it comes to January, that's our heaviest month of snowfall across the river valley, with around 1.5 inches of snowfall. So January being the highest chance for snowfall in the river valley, February being the highest chance for some heavy snowfall in Northwest Arkansas. So again, you see on this 10-day forecast, honestly, even though we're talking about snow, people are getting excited for the winter season. Some folks are dreading it outside. And if you're one of those people, you're going to really love this 10-day forecast, because we're talking about above average temperatures and we're talking about significant amount of rain chances rather than snow chances that we usually expect for this time of year. Northwest Arkansas, over the next 10 days, again, some headlines to recap what we've been talking about. Monday, again, a few things to look out for. Cloud coverage throughout the day, a few scattered showers in the evening hours, and definitely looking at some fog issues for that Monday morning commute. Cooler air filters in for Tuesday and Wednesday. Daytime highs will be about 15 degrees cooler, only topping out into the mid-40s. Plenty of sunshine, though, especially for Wednesday. Looks like the day, but I wanted you to take a look at that temperature for Wednesday morning. Cooler air allowed to settle down. We're going to be starting to talk about temperatures starting off below freezing once again for Wednesday and Thursday morning. But will we take that steady climb throughout the rest of the work week into this upcoming weekend, with highs returning back up into those mid to upper 50s, eventually looking at some low 60s by the time we get to the end of the weekend into early next week. Now, those rain chances that we were talking about, again, since we're going to be warmer going into the end of the week, into the weekend, right now some long-range data suggesting that anywhere between Friday and Sunday, we could be seeing some heavier showers. I personally think it's going to be two different systems. Friday night into Saturday, it looks like we have a round of some heavy showers working its way in. And then by the time we get to Sunday into Monday, that would be next Monday, it looks like we could see another round of some showers working in as well. We'll have to keep an update on that, see where we end up, but it looks like two very similar systems coming in by the time we get to the end of the work week, and then by the time we get to the end of next weekend. Again, don't rule out a few stray showers Monday night going into Tuesday either, with that cold front working its way in. Across the river valley, again, the headlines to cover again. Monday morning, some fog will be possible across the area. We do not have that dense fog advisory just yet. Wouldn't be surprised if it gets issued between the time of the recording and by the time we get into later on this evening, overnight into tomorrow morning. Once we get those daytime highs to drop about 10 to 15 degrees Tuesday and Wednesday, plenty of sunshine will be available for the middle of the week. It's just going to be much cooler outside, but not our coldest so far that we've had this season. Again, just last week we had those teens and 20 wind chill values in the morning hours. I think this week, just below the freezing point is what you should expect for the morning. Once you get towards the end of the week into the weekend, those highs climbing back up into the upper 50s and low 60s. And since it's going to be above average temperatures outside and warmer going into the weekend, those rain chances that you see for Friday night going into Saturday and Sunday into Monday are just some straight up rain chances right now. Not looking much in the way of any winter precipitation because of how warm it's going to be outside. Early look at next week. Not this upcoming week, but next week, towards the end of this 10-day forecast, is showing that rain chance Sunday into Monday is going to filter in some cooler air once again. It might be our best rain chance that we have outside of that rain chance coming for Friday night going into Saturday. So again, got a lot of things and not a lot of things at the same time to cover here. Again, in the short term, I would be cautious tomorrow morning, maybe waking up just a little bit early when it comes to the potential of some visibility issues across northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and eastern Oklahoma for tomorrow. Cooler air filters in Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we warm up the rest of the week before some rain chances come in by the time we get towards the weekend and the end of the weekend as well. But until then, just going to be a little bit cooler later on this week. I don't think we have to fret, though, about some really cold temperatures like we've already had so far this season. From 5 News, I'm meteorologist Stephen Elmore. That's your 5+ extended forecast.